Well, I was proud of the way we battled, and the team we played, NC State, they got a lot of talent. They're a well-coached team. They showed up to play, and we showed up to play, and it was a good battle. A lot of punches, counter punches, punches, counter punches, and they came out really aggressive. Excuse me, defensively, and then we responded and kind of got our thing going, and then then they counterpunched again, and then we started the half great and took the lead, and they just had that one little run in the middle of the second half that got just enough space, that we couldn't come back.
Any questions for RJ or Dylan?
RJ, you hit those back-to-back threes. You got the lead there. I mean, how good were you feeling at that point, and what was kind of the difference there? I think you guys had like a 5-minute stretch without a field goal, as Coach was talking about, when they kind of got some separation.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it felt good, but, BJ, it's hoops, man. And this tournament is one on toughness, and during that stretch, kind of out-toughed us a little bit. But, I mean, we played hard, and we fought, and 5 minutes didn't make the whole 40-minute game, and we had a lot of chances tonight with free throws and just a lot of stuff, and we're going to look at it and get better.
What were they doing defensively? I mean, only 5 turnovers in the second half, but 15 for the game. That led to 24 points for them, and some of those were transition, just momentum plays. How what'd you see on some of the turnovers?
Not much, man. It's just easy, fixable stuff that we're going to get better and look at the film, and we're going to move on and get better tomorrow for sure, because we have a chance to bounce back and get a W in the column on our way home.
Dylan, you obviously had your shot working from the outside today, and obviously as a team was better than yesterday, but kind of a different game. You guys couldn't get in the paint as much as yesterday. What did you kind of see? I think only 14 points in the paint tonight, and you guys shot more threes than twos.
I mean, 100%. The three ball was falling, so we just kept going to it. But we seen that NC State were in the gaps heavy, and they were switching everything. So that was a read.
I know you played a lot of big-time basketball, Dylan. I mean, these 2 games you've had to play in the first 2 days here of this tournament for a team. I know you're 0-2 and not where you want to be, but what can you say just about the level of competition you've played and the battles and what you guys can still take from these 2 games?
I mean, yeah, we're 0-2, but when you really look at it, we just lost to a top 25 team and just went to a dogfight with them. And so I'm really proud of the guys and proud of what we got going on, so I just can't wait for the next one.
Anything else for the players?
The 11 missed free throws, you lose by 11. I mean, I know that's got to be tough, too. I mentioned some of the turnovers, some of the free throws. I mean, does that make it sting a little more that it is, things that are easily correctable or usually don't happen?
Yeah, I mean, a loss always stings. It hurts, but at the end of the day, we got to bounce back and control we can control. And I believe in Coach, and I believe in our guys, and we're together as a group, and we have a great culture, and I really believe that we're going to bounce back tomorrow and show everyone what we're made of.
100%.
All right, we'll let the guys go back with their team. Any questions for Coach? Go ahead, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, I'm sure 0-2 is not where you want to be, but what will be your message today to hopefully get in the winners column tomorrow, and what positives will you take from the last 2 losses?
Well, this time of the year, everybody's trying to figure their team out. Everybody's trying to figure their identity out and establishing it. And, we're no different. And good competition, shows you some things you got to get better at, shows you, what you have to do to play at your best. And like BJ said, sometimes it's as simple as, when you're playing a really good team and it's going to be a tight game, I always tell our guys, free throws don't win all the games, but they win all the close ones. And you left 11 points there. So to beat a really good team like that, with great players, great coaches, all that stuff, you got to capitalize when you have those, because you don't get many free looks, against their defense. They were really locked in today. NC State, like I said, they responded right. Our guys responded. I mean, we had a quick turnaround. We played a little bit later, and I was really proud of the way we just kept competing, and we adjusted in the game. The guys, that's the thing that good teams and good players have to do, and they had to do it after we burned 3 timeouts in the first half because there was no, you get one challenge, and so you're trying to keep that in your pocket, that one timeout, but there was no stemming the tide when they had that little run a little bit. Your players have to solve it. And we gave them 16 points in the first half off turnovers, and we adjusted and did a little bit better job of that in the second half. Our guys were a little tougher. But that's it. I want to, our signature of our program is we're tough and we can deal with whatever's thrown at us. And it's not always the things you want, but it's the things you need. I mean, but there's, and we will respond and we'll keep getting better. And, it's November. That's why we came here, for good competition, to get better and to keep improving. And I like the way these guys keep doing that.
Coach, when you look at between kind of the paint points and also where they shot from the three, were there things they were doing offensively that were getting them looks, putting pressure that you want to kind of tweak in terms of rotations, things that you want to just kind of improve a little bit defensively on some of those?
Oh, no doubt. But they're a hard guard. They can, you gotta, I mean, Darian, we played against him when he was a freshman. I mean, he's one of the most efficient players in the country. And the guys around him, they're really good players. They can make shots. So it's a little bit, when they're clicking, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, so that's why they're good. Because, you try to close off the lane for him. Those guys made the threes. I mean, when we were pressing a little bit, I think we were down 8 or 6, maybe, I don't know, and you're pressing, and they throw ahead to the corner. It's the shot you want them to take, but you need them to miss it. So, they're good enough to make it. And then they made all their free throws down the stretch. That's what good teams do. They close out games like that. And, I know that what I saw was a good team we played against because, it was a battle. I mean, we did some great things in stretches. But we, and your depth has to keep developing, and we're doing that. And, we got some young guys. One time I looked out there and went, oh, we got a lot of young guys out there, and against their physicality and there was just too many turnovers, too many careless things that turned into points. I mean, 16 points off turnovers was about half their points in the first half. So, I mean, we would have been better off punting on third down, letting our defense go back, and then it's, it eliminates a lot of their offense. So,
Coach, only 4 shot attempts for Meadow. How do you kind of get him going a little more and be a little more aggressive in some of these games?
Well, you got to have a lot of weapons, and you got to have different guys do different things on different nights. That's the way this team's going to be. So if they choose to face guard Meadow, that can be fine. Now, he can get stuff going to the rim. He can get, that kind of stuff too. But, he's got to create some stuff off the field and our players will. But problem was, it wasn't about getting somebody a shot. It was about not turning it over. That was you can't decide like, oh, we need to get that guy shots when you can't even, dribble the ball. So.
When NC State lost yesterday, you go into that game thinking whoever loses has to face a top 25 team in the second game.
Yeah.
Just the way it fell. I mean, I know the competition's great, but to have to play the 2 best teams in the field in the first 2 games, and you had a lead in the second half in both games. I mean, what do you just say? I mean, you're not going to see 2 back-to-back games like that the rest of the season in terms of the competition you'll probably see.
Well, we got a pretty darn good league, pretty darn good schedule. But it's just, we're pretty good at focusing on whatever's right in front of us, okay? And that's how we're getting better. And the response and the keep fighting to get better. And, I got guys that like to be coached, that want to be coached, that want to, and you can see the difference in them when it starts to happen. I mean, you see the difference in Peanut. You see the difference in Drew when he's really locked in and good, and when he's not. All these guys, and so getting them to see what their best looks like, and then live there. And when we get everybody doing that, we got a chance to be a really good team.
Coach, I wanted to get your thoughts over here. I wanted to get your thoughts on the performance of Terrence Arsenault today, a guy that came off the bench, has a lot of length, but hasn't really played for NC State to this point. I mean, how difficult did that make for when you're scouting this team and when you're trying to go up against their defense for him to have the type of performance he did today?
Yeah, that's where their depth and I mean, we know who he is. He's a heck of a player. I mean, he's had a really good college career, comes from a great program into there. And so, yeah, the scouting report has to be as minimal as you can make it and get all the information. And it wasn't a scouting report. The kid, that kid's just a good player, and they got a lot of them. So, yeah, and good players go and make plays like that and make shots, and they got a lot of weapons, that team does.